You know, it's almost like your birthday with a package from China, so let's go. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video, we are going to take a close look at the wireless game stick. System Linux DDR 512 MB. So that's not really fancy. Some old school tech. But the question remains, what can we play with this 4K new generation game stick? Oh man, don't you love those descriptions on the boxes? High performance CPU, HDMI out, 2.4 wireless handle, max support 128 GB, so that is not a lot. So here we're going to get a quick overview of all the systems. It runs with MAME, Mega Drive, Famicom, Game Boy, but I'm missing out PlayStation. I'm guessing we're not able to play that. But let's do a quick unboxing. What are we going to get in the inside? Because with these plug-and-play devices, it's seriously always the question like, what are we going to get? Of course, yeah, we're going to get ourselves the game stick, or wireless game stick. Or they call it the 4K Ultra HD game stick. And I can say like this thing, it doesn't have an output for 4K. You need to be lucky if it's already like 1080p, but they want to say like this is support for 4K. So if you have like a 4K television, this seems to be just working fine. Alright, so then we're going to get ourselves a 16 GB card inside, so that is not a lot. The downside to this thing is there is no USB connection, so that means the dongle for these controllers is built inside. But is that an issue? Yep, I think it is, because when your controllers get wore out or you have issues with these things, yeah, you cannot replace them because there is no dongle to put in a USB port. But in overall, this quality controller, or Chinese quality controller, they feel quite nice. Like the button press is not the same like an original PlayStation 2. I do like the D-pad, it feels very nice, not too sturdy. Then we're going to get ourselves a very nice shoulder button. Then we're going to get the power and the mode button over there. All of these things are freaking working on two AAA batteries. The on-off switch is over there. So when you're looking at the quality, we're also going to get like very nice rubbery joysticks. But with the cheap edition, everything is plastic, smells chemical, and is quite horrible. But yeah, and overall, I will give this thing a 7 out of 10. But how does this work? It's quite simple. You will plug it in your HDMI port. But take consideration if you cannot do this, because some have like in-depth HDMI ports, or you have an issue that it will sometimes cover up another port. Then we're going to have an option in the box. It comes with this very nice extension cable. So basically the purpose of a stick will be lost, but in the end. So, and then we're going to need the micro USB to USB for the juice. And what you can do is basically like use the USB from the monitor, and like with my problem is that I don't have one. So what we're going to do is basically use a phone charger to give this thing some juice. So this is the menu that we're going to get when booting it up. So we're going to get we're going to get the shortcuts again. And the problem with these shortcuts, if your files get corrupted or you change something out, you just have a dead link and a picture that doesn't work. You cannot change them out. In the bottom row, we're going to get MAME, Mega Drive, Super Famicom, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Classic. And there is absolutely no PlayStation 1. So that's a big step back if you ask me. Pressing select will bring you to the search option over here. Holy shit, this thing is really slow. Oh man, so it needs to load up every single time. But what you can see over here, like it shows like weird names, and the reason why, because the naming of the files itself. So this is absolutely a freaking disaster. And when you're going to boot up a file, what you're going to get is just a gigantic list. Like that's it. Like it's such a weird thing. And when I try to boot up something loads up and sometimes it just freezes and you need to reboot the dongle again. So in my opinion, a quite awful thing. Pressing select and start will bring you to the menu. You can make a quick load and quick save. There is no save. You can basically choose a save slot, but there are no loading states over here. That's it. There is no aspect ratio whatsoever. Alright, so next up, let's see how the quality is in general. You can hear, I think you cannot hear it on the microphone, but it has this weird crackling noise. Most of the time there's such an issue that the quality of the gameplay is not that great. Oh boy, when I started up, the sound is so awful. It's so bad. Like the image quality is super bad. There's no way of changing aspect ratio, so everything looks maximum stretched. And you can just see that the image quality is really bad and it runs really choppy. I mean, like, it's just stuttering. Okay, I don't know what happened over there, but in the end, it's really bad in my opinion. And also the sound is not great at all. So, and overall it seems to be running fine when it comes to the 16-bit stuff. Nope, you're not going to blow up in my face. So I think this system has been designed especially when it comes to these freaking 16-bit stuff. And of course MAME. No! 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 Oh! Damn it! Okay, so next up let's try some Super Famicom. I did notice some glitching here at the left side, so that is not going well. So when it comes to the audio and the gameplay, it seems to be running just fine. Oh, the controls are completely weird. Wow, did you see that glitch? Holy shit, that was really bad. Okay, so next up let's try some NES. Just wanted to see how that is working out. And I see some weird glitching going on at the top of the corner, but so far so good. Don't hear any weird thing going on with the audio. Also the controllers are quite responsive. I don't notice any big delay or something like that. Alright, so next up let's try this. And I notice a very small delay. You can see it like, yeah, absolutely. There's an audio delay in this freaking game. That is something I'm always messing up with these cheap sticks, cheap handhelds, stuff like that. It's always just a big bummer that you completely mess it up. But then overall you can see like a lot of games will have issues. Some will run just fine. I just wanted to give you an overview of the emulators, and this is just a freaking mess if you ask me. Alright, so what are we going to get with this? Because it's always a question. You can see some ventilation holes, but I'm curious if we're going to get any, let's say, cooling, or there is any good about this. So when it comes to emulation, it's in my opinion a mixed performance. Let's get myself some prior tools. I will do this out of camera because it's more convenient to do, and just see if I can open it up. Okay, so the first step is quite difficult to open it up. When you're going to open it up and you have a couple of prior tools, you can get this thing open up very quickly. Okay, so let's see what we're going to get. So here we're going to get the receiver, and that is what I mean, like they added this to the PCB. So finding new controllers when the original one get broken, good luck with that. Well, let's say it's impossible, but most of the time it's going to be quite difficult. So in here, but now we're going to get at the back. They didn't install even every single component. I don't know if this is like a completely new product. There's no production date on it whatsoever. But this thing's the VT5681, the D0913U. That's it. Like, that's what I hate about these things. There's almost no information about this. Alright guys, so this is what we're going to get with this 4K game stick. And the most confusing thing is they always call them like the 4K game stick. And I like a couple of them. But this one, I don't like it at all. There's not even a PlayStation 1 support, and most of them even have PlayStation 1. It's very limited. You cannot do a lot of things with this. So yeah, let me know in the comments what do you think. I want to thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, hit that little bell, become one of the biggest family, and we'll see you in the next.